For today's practice, I will need the wall, but we'll start in the middle of the room with the arms up and over the head, interlacing the hands and pressing the palms up. So I'm just going to go down to the knees for a moment so that you can see the top of my hands. But you stay standing. The point here is to keep the elbows as extended as you can get them, pressing the palms up as much as you can, which is very difficult. But at the same time, also focus on drawing the lower ribs in towards the pelvis so that you are not overarching the back, but rather finding mobility in your shoulders. So this might be very difficult, and maybe your arms are somewhere here, maybe your arms are slightly bent. You work with where you are at. If you keep doing these exercises regularly, this mobility will improve. I also have way to go still, but there I am working on it pretty much daily. And then when you need a break, you lower the arms down. We'll repeat it a few more times. If you need a little shake, if you need a little wiggling break, you do that. We'll do this next little bit with a bit of movement, a bit more dynamically. So as you inhale, you lift the arms up, pressing the palms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you bend the elbow. Here you extend the spine. And then as you exhale, you bring the arms together. Elbows bent, knees can stay soft, rounding the spine gently. And then as you inhale again, opening up, bringing the elbows back, reaching the arms up and over, pressing the palms up, drawing lower ribs in. And then as you exhale, lower the hands down, palms facing down to the eye level, and then open the arms wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, bring the palms up again, interlace the hands, lift the palms up one more time, press the palms up, lower ribs in, and exhale, lower the hands down. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up and over, interlace the fingers, press the palms up, extend the elbows, lower ribs in. And then as you exhale, you bend the elbows, extend the spine, round the spine on you exhale, bring the hands together, knees bent. As you inhale, open the chest, bring the shoulder blades towards each other, interlace the hands, reach them up, lower ribs in. And then as you exhale, lower the palms down. This time palms are facing up. Open the arms wide into T one more time. Shoulder blades reaching towards each other. Thumbs pointing back. Inhale again, reach them up. Press the palms up. Extend the elbows. And as you exhale, lower them down. Now this might feel a lot for your shoulders, for your neck. So if you need a break, you take a little bit of the neck rolls here. Breathe in slowly. If you like to lift and lower the shoulders or find any other movement that helps you relax the upper body, sometimes just shaking like that feels quite nice. Whatever it feels good for you to relax here. And then we're going to do a lunge. A quite short lunge actually. For this one, you're going to bring the feet not too wide, and we're going to bend the knees gently and tuck and untuck the pelvis a few times. So the point here is to move from the pelvis again, like we always do when we work with lower back. So you want to find a bit of the tuck position where the glutes are engaged, where the core is engaged, and the lower and the back knee will be bent. And then from here you're going to drive that back knee down any amount. You don't have to reach the floor. And then as you inhale, you come up and you extend both legs. And it will feel very intensely on the front hip on this left side here. So again, pelvis stays tucked. short stance between the legs. And as you bend both knees, you go down to the comfortable degree. You don't have to go all the way down. This will be a big stretch for the front of your hips. It helps to correct your, if you have extensive anterior tilt in the pelvis, then this is a great exercise to correct that. You can keep the hands here, or for added benefit, maybe interlace the hands again and find that position we practiced earlier. Just 4 or 5 reps on each side. Again, lower ribs in, go lower and slow. And then we're going to switch the sides. Simply move to the other side. Again, find that posterior tuck and lower down slowly. So this helps to stretch the front of your hips, stretch your hip flexors, and release the lower back. A lot of us are stuck in the excessive anterior tilt position, which leaves lower back very compressed. So this exercise is very beneficial to work with that compensation. You can keep the hands at the hips if it is too much for your shoulders. And then when you're done, bring the hands to the wall and step back. Find box on the wall position. Here we're just going to relax a little bit and stretch the hamstrings. So you can tuck and tilt your pelvis and take any other movement that feels good, almost like moving through gentle cat-cows. Sometimes it feels good to just bend one knee at a time. Don't be afraid to explore the movement in your body. Take your time with that. Tight hamstrings often also cause discomfort in lower back. So this might be a very good exercise and a bit more accessible than down dog to stretch the hamstrings and open the front body. And then from here, we're going to come into the lunge position again. This time the hands are on the wall. And we're going to work with deep core a little bit. So the movement here is just this, lifting and lowering the front leg on the exhale. So as you exhale, you press the hands into the wall. You find that neutral spine. Pelvis is slightly tucked maybe. And as you exhale, blowing your candles, you lift the front leg, and then as you inhale, you lower. Everything else stays still. My back heel, my left heel is on the floor. But if this is too much of a stretch for your left calf muscle, then you can also leave it lifted. The focus is on finding activation in your core muscles. So as you exhale, imagine that you want to move the wall. So you press the hand into the wall, both hands, as if you want to move the wall away. And at the bottom of the exhale, you should feel how your core turns on. And you might even sweat a little bit if you're like me. And then we're going to switch the legs. So you're going to bring right foot back, left foot forward, find that lunge, find the neutral spine. If you need to move a little bit, move a little bit. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, you move the wall. Try to move the wall. Press the hands into the wall and lift the front leg. Doesn't have to be a big lift. It can be just a couple of centimeters. But I want you to find core activation through this resistance. And again, 4 or 5 reps is enough. It's more about really feeling into the core muscles. And then about doing 20 of those. And another one great for your core here is with the elbows on the wall, finding almost like an elbow plank position at the wall. finding your neutral spine. And here the feet will stay on the floor and we will lift the forearm on the exhale. So again, trying to keep the hips stable so you're not doing this, moving excessively. You are keeping the hips steady with your breath, with your core strength. Lift and lower on the inhale. Lift on the exhale. Always effort on the exhale. And again. Switching side to side. Really maximize those exhales. The longer the exhale, the more you will feel activation in your core muscles. And as you lift the right forearm, you press the left into the wall, creating this isometric contraction too. Couple more rounds. And then when you had enough, you can release the arms. If you like, you can give them a little shake again. And we're gonna stretch upper body a little bit. So you're gonna bring the hand into the wall, either elbow bent in this position, and we are turning away from this goalpost arm to feel the stretch in the pecs. Or if you prefer keeping the arm extended, you can also do that. Then you might be able to turn a bit more away from the wall. The goal is to feel the stretch in the front of the shoulder and your pectoralis major. Opening the chest and taking at least 3 to 5 breaths on each side. And then we're going to switch the sides. You're going to again do something similar you did on the other side, whether elbow bent or arm extended. Find the position that works for you and stay with it. We'll do one more exercise here at the wall for the upper body. That's going to be thoracic extension. We'll start with a hand on the wall, fingers pointing up. And then you're going to be turning away from that hand. The hand will come into, the fingers will point down. You will bring the opposite hand to the wall. And then you will come all the way around, just moving kind of through the bridge on the wall. Right, so again, you start with the fingertips pointing up. Then as you come into the extension of your spine, the fingers point down. You bring the other hand to the wall. And then moving into the opposite direction. If this is too much, you can also stay somewhere along the way, but make a full circle and come to the other side, feeling that stretch on the other side. Moving side to side, slowly allowing your palm to rotate, your fingers to rotate. Couple rounds like that until you feel complete. Reach back and over. Good. And then take a break. Come towards the wall with your back towards the wall and come into squat position. So here in the squat position, the feet are slightly apart. There is a little bit of space between your lower back and the wall. The hands can stay on the hips, and this will strengthen your legs and strengthen your core. So as you inhale, you stay still, and as you exhale, you come to the tippy toes of one foot. Or maybe you come to the full position where the foot hovers off the floor just an inch or two. Try to keep the hips still. See where your feet need to be. If they need to be closer, maybe bring them closer together. Try to stabilize your hips with your breath and with your core engagement. So the abdominal muscles cinch in and up. You feel a gentle lift in the pelvic floor as you exhale. And those core muscles stabilize your pelvis, stabilize your hips. You can go like this side to side. You can take a little break in between if your quads get too tired. And one more variation to try here is with the leg extended. So here I have my right leg extended. My left knee is still in this squat position. As I exhale, I find stability in the hips. I cinch the core and I hover the leg a little bit higher, maybe feeling a bit of a stretch for those hamstrings on the right side. 3-4 reps and switch legs. Long exhale to feel hip stability. And this is a great way to strengthen the legs and unload your lower back. And then you're gonna shake it all out and finish the practice with the legs up the wall. So you're gonna lie down on the mat and lift the legs towards the ceiling, against the wall, and relax. If you like, you can bring something underneath your hips or just simply stay on the floor. And take as much time as you can to just let go and relax.